again, you might look up and get a Vi Wickman.
Wickam.
Wickam. Vi Wickam that captures the spirit of Thanksgiving. And he captured it so perfectly with this new project, the Thanksgiving album. Now, Vi Wickam is something very special because we get a chance to experience just that this Thanksgiving. So, Vi Wickam, how are you today, darling?
I'm fantastic, Rosie. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for having
Oh,
me on your show.
Vi, I think again, everything about your album is so heartfelt. And you can just tell that you just took your time because, again, as I said before we got started, you don't get Thanksgiving music very often. Like you get those, you got your classic Christmas songs, but
Yeah.
Vi, you hit it on the head, man. This is
Thank you.
amazing, good
Thank you.
music.
Thank you.
And not only that, your marketing, the way that you just make sure that everyone gets your stuff. They get the music. I think that there's a real passion behind your creativity and everything that you brought to the music industry. So again, I say
Thank you.
thank you.
Well, there's really like no way I could, you know, not do music. Like it's who I am, and I have to. If I don't play music for a few days, I get grumpy. If I'm so I have to be creating. I have to be making new things. And what's the point of creating something and putting all your heart and energy into it if you don't push it out into the world properly?
So true. I totally agree 1,000%. Tell us, how did you get started into the music industry?
Well, I was born in a musical family, so it was there was no question, are you going to do music? It was really a question of which instrument are you going to play. So
Ah.
my mom tells a story of when I was 4 years old, and they put one of those little plastic ukuleles in my hands, and I held it up like it was a violin. And my mom's like, well, I guess he wants to play the violin. And so when I was five, they got me some Suzuki lessons. And I got to say, at 5 years old, I did not have the discipline. And I've never really been good with repetition. And the Suzuki method has a lot of repeating the same song with different patterns and stuff, which, really works well for a lot of people. But for me, it wasn't the right, especially not at 5 years old, wasn't the right thing. So thankfully, my parents let me quit. And then I started again when I was seven.
Yes, yes. That's what you call a winner.
It was totally worth it. So there was a violin program at school, and I started up with the violin program at school, and like I have a distinct memory of I came home from school one day, and I'm like in second or third grade, and I come home and I tell my dad, I'm the best violin player in the whole school. Now there were seven of us in this class. And we were all second and third graders. My dad shut me down pretty fast. He's like, Vi, there are a lot of better violinists than you.
But you can tell I know your dad was like, yeah, I hear you, but you got a long way to
You
go. You
got a
got a
long way to go, boy.
okay, so I think that that's a very, very special story because even now, when you look up and this Thanksgiving, you're going to sit around the table and you're going to be
Absolutely.
looking at this interview. You're going to be able to share these amazing moments with your family, friends. And not only that, you
Mhm.
guys get a chance to jam and dance to
Oh,
the
for
Thanksgiving
sure.
album.
Yeah, yeah.
They get a
My-
live concert for free.
That's right. And I'm also doing my album release concert next Saturday. And so
Yes.
of course all my family members are invited to come for free because they're family and it's
The family.
Thanksgiving, right? Um,
Oh, man.
but yeah, like when I grew up, we were playing at ice cream socials for the church and stuff like that as long as I can remember. So like I was
Wow.
3 years old and my dad was pulling me up on stage, having me sing and singing I'm a Little Teapot and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, whatever I could
All
think
of the
of the moment,
classics.
all the classics.
Oh man, Vi, this is so good. So now I have to kind of jump into it, and
All
I
right.
think we kind of already know this, but what really inspired you to create the Thanksgiving album and celebrate gratitude throughout the song?
So there were kind of two moments. There was a moment where my wife Christina and I were having a conversation, and she's clearly much more brilliant than I am, but we both love Thanksgiving. It's like all of the good things of Christmas without the commercialism. You know, you've got great food and family and friends and gratitude, and no presents where people get upset about getting the wrong present or anything like that. We just sit down and enjoy food together, fill our bellies and fill our hearts. Yeah.
I love that.
But there's no music. Like there was really no Thanksgiving music. I mean,
That's
like,
true.
save one or two songs.
That's true.
So we're like, there needs to be Thanksgiving music. And she's like, well, you should make a Thanksgiving album. This was like, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. And I was like, yeah. But I also had a moment where I was playing a gig with a singer-songwriter who is touring, and he came through, and I sat in and played a show with him. And I remember that he had written this beautiful song about gratitude, and thinking, like, if I ever do a Thanksgiving album, this should be on it. Which, that guy passed away, and I have no way of finding that song. So,
Wow.
yeah, I have no recordings of that song, but I have the memory of it. And so, the world's been kind of crazy
Yeah.
recently. And, you know, uh, Christina and I were talking around like the beginning of this year about really like now is the time that the
Yeah.
world needs gratitude more than ever.
Yeah.
And we need Thanksgiving music more than ever. And she's like, do it,
Do
do
it.
it.
You know, I just love your energy. I love the passion that you have for music, and you can just tell this is just who you are. Like it's coming off so natural, and I just love it. Oh my God.
Thank you,
So
Rosie.
and not only that, it shows clearly through the music. Like it's a really good album.
Thank you.
Seriously.
That's all I can hope for, is that, that I'm able to communicate the emotions and the inspiration and the stories to the people who listen to the music. And I feel like the stories and the songs, like, I love all of them. They're
Yes.
all a little different, and they're all written or co-written, like, so me and my friends. So I guess, where do I start? So Christina and I were talking about this. I said, all right, so here's what I want to happen. I want to create something that captures the breadth of what is folk music in America, and put that together. So I reached out to, I don't know, 15 or so of my great musician, songwriter friends, who I was like, these are the people who I'd love to make a song with, and I asked them, write it, what I'm looking to do is create songs that say, what does Thanksgiving mean to you?
Okay.
And in doing that, none of them were really what I expected, but they were all so perfect. And so they were all telling the story of what Thanksgiving means to them. And
Yeah.
so, out of the 9 songs on the album, I wrote or co-wrote 3 of them, and then the rest of them were written by my friends, and we recorded them together. And so, on those, most of them, I'm singing a harmony or a duet part, and then I'm also playing the fiddle,
I
because
was
I am
gonna
by the fiddler.
I was gonna say, I believe that all of the instrumentation that's a part of this album is so clever. Like you did not miss any, like the sound is full, the
Uh-huh.
energy is there, but baby, it's some fiddle up and through this album. You can look. Vi Wickam is fiddling all the way through this album, but also okay. So when you do a bonfire,
Uh-huh.
because I
Sure.
mean, you gotta be able to do a bonfire with a
Of
little fiddle,
course.
right? Okay.
Sure.
So tell me, like, what's the first song is there like a first song you always start off with around the bonfire with the fiddle? Come on now, you gotta
I,
have one.
Well, if my dad's there, it's going to be You Are My Sunshine because that's my dad's favorite song, and he's always going to sing that. Um, but like if I'm hanging out with friends and like this, one of the singing songs that's most requested is You Don't Have to Call Me Darling, the David
Ah,
Allan Coe song,
come on.
which, so that's, you always get somebody drunk singing to that song. Um, but when I'm fiddling,
Yeah.
it's going to be the Orange Blossom Special or Devil Went Down to Georgia because
Ah, got to.
everybody wants to hear those songs on the fiddle.
Classics. Oh man. Bob Wickham. Okay, now let's go into Billy Bob. Now
Ah,
then now I just the name alone makes you wonder, what is this song about, or who is this song about,
it
or
sets the
how did,
hook,
like,
huh?
tell us tell us what sparked that fun tune.
So, Roy Williams, who is a brilliant ad writer. So, he's a marketing genius and a brilliant ad writer. Uh, is a friend of mine. And he was one of the people I reached out and I said, hey, if you write lyrics to a song for my Thanksgiving album, I'll write the music to it and I'll put it on the album. And he's like, okay. And this is what he wrote. And I was like, this is kind of crazy. But I'll do it. I told you I'd put it on the album. I'm going to put it on the album.
Bye. If you didn't think that I was going to ask about that song, I don't know what fiddle you've been playing, but that song, I was like, let me put that on repeat. Play it back one more time. And the title itself, again, it just caught me by surprise. And when I got to it, I was like, okay. I literally told Mr. Iconix, I was like, honey, we have to play that again. Just one more
Yeah,
time.
just one more time.
Just one more time.
So when Roy and I talked about it after I had written the music for it, he said, what he was really going for was the Johnny Cash, Boy Named Sue,
Yes.
brought into this new generation, new world. And I think he nailed it
He
with the
nailed it.
words.
He definitely
And
nailed it.
I tried to embody the feeling of those old like 70s,
Yeah.
like Bad Leroy Brown kind of feeling songs, but bring in a little bit of a more modern acoustic feel to them.
I love that now. Um, and sitting at the table
Yeah,
really captures like that family moment, I believe.
totally. Yeah,
And togetherness, really.
yeah.
What memories or feelings do you have that bring you back to the table and just have you just kind of like reminiscing? Any moments you can
Oh, yeah.
recollect?
Yeah, those moments at grandma's house really.
Oh,
So sitting at the table was Joe's memories of growing up. So Joe and I co-wrote that song together, and so he came
wow.
up with the original lyrical ideas for it, and we fine-tuned it together. And that story of riding to grandma's house, in the family car, and you and your siblings are fighting on the way there, and
Yes,
Dad's like
yes.
swinging, shut up, I was trying to drive. I'm gonna pull over the car. And
You
then
know,
then you get to grandma's house and everything's perfect. Grandma gives you a
that's
big
right.
hug and you
That's
get
it.
all the food smells and everybody
Oh
sits
man.
around the table and my grandma always had an open table to, her friends that didn't have a place to go for
Yes.
Thanksgiving. So there were always, like 15 random strangers that we didn't know that were there. We'd meet them and they were great and they
You,
had a place.
I think even in today,
Mm,
grandma's house is just a place to go. I think
It
that's just
is.
a place to be. You
Oh,
have your aunt's house, you have uncle, whatever, but grandma's house is just like that safe space that everyone can go and gather. And you never know who may show up, that long lost cousin you haven't seen in forever. Like, what? Wait
yeah.
a minute. Okay.
What?
She's here. But you just have that so you
Yeah.
gotta take me back. My grandmother, shout out to all of the grandmothers out there that are
All the
still
grandmas.
amazing and
Yes.
cooking in the kitchen.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
went to the mothers and the fathers, everybody that's gonna be together this Thanksgiving holiday. I think you should definitely go and get the Thanksgiving album. If you don't, what are you doing? Like,
What are you doing?
what are
Why are we
you doing?
listening to Christmas music in November? That's my question. Because
Listen,
there's
listen,
Thanksgiving music.
Vi, everyone knows that after 3 o'clock, Mariah Carey is coming through the sound. She's coming through the stereo. I'm back. Like she's ready.
Yeah.
Like
Huh? And not that there's
and the
anything
Christmas
wrong
songs.
with that.
Nothing wrong with it. But let us enjoy our let's ride Thanksgiving all the way through, not just to
Take a
Black
beat.
Friday. Leftovers are just now getting cold.
That's right. That's right.
Now, I think also what I love about you is that you wear many hats, obviously, as a husband and an amazing son and father, friend,
Stop
co-writer. I mean,
it.
a musician, a fiddle player. Like, come
Yeah.
on. Like,
Come on.
um, now putting all those things together, what
Mhm.
keeps you inspired? What keeps you going through those hard times when you just kind of want to take a break?
Well, it's the music. It really is the music. You know, I have to be creating. I have to, there was a time at the beginning of COVID where all the gigs were canceled. So
Yes,
like
oh,
you, I had, it was like the Friday before the world shut down, and I had gigs on like Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday that week scheduled.
yeah,
And the Saturday and Sunday gigs canceled because they were afraid of the world. And the Tuesday gig, which was my St. Patrick's Day show,
mhm.
playing the Irish music, of course, um, we decided to hold that show with no audience. And that was the last show I played until August of that year. Because, like, all the
Yeah,
like I had friends who were touring Europe and the Europe tours got shut down. Everything got shut down in the world.
yeah.
And so I had to create something. I had to do something. So I wrote a new song every week for like 6 months at that point because I just have this, if I don't let the creative energy out, it's just not good for me. It's
Isn't
and drive my
Bye.
wife
I
nuts,
believe you.
that's for sure.
I truly believe you. It's like somebody better go grab his fiddle. It's not going good.
It's not going to be good if I
It's not gonna be.
don't get
I
my
so
music
love.
time.
Yeah, I so love that. Now, um, every family has their Thanksgiving tradition,
Sure,
obviously.
obviously.
What's yours, and who makes the best dish at the table?
Oh,
Uh
well,
oh.
I mean, usually we have Thanksgiving with my family, and
Yes.
each year it's a little different because my parents aren't together with each other. So sometimes my dad's over. Sometimes it's Thursday with my dad, Friday with my mom, those kind of things. But
I understand.
I gotta say that my croissant bread stuffing,
Oh,
the best thing that I like, that was magic. And I made it last year. It was my first time.
yeah.
But, I was like, Christine and I were at Costco and they had, they've got like the giant 12 pack of huge croissants. And
Yes.
oh, those got to go in the stuffing. So, you dry out the croissant, you cut them up first, because if you try to cut them when they're dry, that's a bad plan. So you cut them up, then you put them in the toaster oven, let them dry out on like 180 for like 6 hours, and then, make them up into stuffing. Oh, so good.
So
It's
so
magic,
good.
magic. you know.
I love it. I so love it. Okay, so now we got the recipe. We know what to look for.
Yeah.
Where can people find you and support this amazing body of work?
Well, you can go to vithefiddler.com. That's my main website. So it's VITHE and fiddler. So that's where all of my stuff is. You can also find me on all of the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Um, just search for Vi Wickam or search for the Thanksgiving album, and you will
Yeah.
definitely find me. And
Yes.
yeah, I'm easy to find on the internet. You can totally, my name is unique. There is
Yes, it is.
not, there's nobody else taking up the space of Vi the Fiddler or Vi Wickham.
Well, Vi, I can definitely tell you, you are just an amazing person. I mean, again, your energy just comes through
Oh,
all of this technology. I can just feel it. I'm so honored to have you here on Iconix Radio. And not to mention, guys, listen, he's playing right here, right now, year round on
what?
Iconix Radio.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving album is jamming, and we're so excited to have you 2025 and 2026. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Rosie.
Well, Vi, I think it's about that time to play a game. Are you
Oh,
ready?
I'm in. I'm always up for a game.
Okay, this is going to be the talk at the table now. Here we
All
go.
right.
Vi, I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'll have multiple choices, and you just give me the correct answer. Are
All
you
right.
ready?
I'm
Okay.
ready.
First question is, Vi Wickam, which song famously starts with chestnuts roasting at an open fire? Is it A, Silver Bells, B, The Christmas Song, C, Silent Night, or D, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree?
Chestnuts roasting or an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at at our nose. That is the Christmas song.
Right,
Bing
come on.
Crosby
All right,
recorded it. Nat King Cole recorded it. My favorite recording.
of all
Beautiful
times.
song.
Let's
Beautiful
go.
song.
I love that. That is correct again, Mr. Vi Wickam. And the next one, pew, pew, pew. What instrument is often used to play festive fiddle tunes at family gatherings? Is it A, the violin or fiddle, B, the harmonica, C, the trumpet, or D, an accordion?
Well, obviously, it's got to be a fiddle.
Okay, obviously.
Duh.
Oh my gosh, that is correct. All right, here we go. Bye. Which of these artists is known for their feel good storytelling and country charm? Is it A, Bruno Mars, B, Garth Brooks, C, Drake, or D, Elton John?
Man, you made this so hard.
You don't say?
I mean, you, believe it or not, Elton John actually wrote some country songs in the 70s, but it's Garth Brooks.
That's correct. You got it. Hey, bye. I can say you definitely know your stuff. Okay, finally, here we go.
Yep.
What are most people doing right after Thanksgiving dinner? Is it A, running a marathon, B, taking a nap, C, going skydiving, or D, writing poetry about turkey?
Well, it depends on the family, but
Come on.
in my family, that turkey tryptophan hits and people are taking a nap. My
Come
dad
on.
always would fall asleep in like the my grandparents' recliner. He'd be there.
Oh my gosh. And not to mention, after you wake up, you go back for round two.
You got to have your sandwich after that.
Come on, listen. Okay, okay. Moment of truth.
All right.
In the morning, the
Yes.
next morning,
Hmm.
after you've awakened from just an amazing, great night of sleep,
Sure.
coffee or tea?
Coffee every
That's
morning.
my guy. Let's go. No,
Every
that's
morning.
right. No, that's right. Bye, Wickham. This has been such an amazing time, a moment to share with you. Again, congratulations on this amazing, awesome, fire Thanksgiving album.
Thank you,
Now,
Rosie.
are there any final words you would like to leave with the listeners?
Yeah, well, I was hoping you'd bring up the story of Welcome at the Table because
Oh,
I think
please.
that's one of the best stories of the album. I mean, all these songs have great stories behind them, but I think one of the most heartwarming stories of this album is the story of Jamal Hinton and Wanda Dench. So, Welcome
Mm.
at the Table is the telling of that story from Jamal's perspective, kind of.
Okay.
And so Wanda, took place, I think, 10 years ago or so in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
And Wanda sent out a text to her family text thread and thought she was texting her grandson, but she was actually texting Jamal.
Oh,
And Jamal replied, I don't think this text was for me, but if there's room at the table, I'd love to join you anyway.
come on.
And she said, of course, and they became fast friends. And they it's a beautiful story. And
Yeah.
just in the last year, so Wanda's, a grandma aged person, and Jamal was 17 at the time. Now he's in his mid 20s, and he's got
Yes.
a wife and son of his own. And
Yes.
Wanda had breast cancer last year,
Yes.
and this year Jamal invited Wanda to their house for Thanksgiving.
Now, didn't they go viral or
Oh,
something
they
like
went
that?
viral. They've gone national
Yes.
viral. And I hadn't heard about it until Matt Bell, who wrote the song for my album, told me about it. And I was like, this is such a great story. He's like, oh, this
Oh
is the
my,
story I'm going to tell. And I was like, this is such a beautiful
I'm
story.
knocking on my head. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. But yes, that song. Yes. Oh my gosh. But just to hear you tell the story and also be able to put the two and two together,
Yeah,
yes, they went viral. And
gives
until
me
this very,
chills.
yes. Oh my gosh. So that is also another part of your creative genius, you and your writing partners.
Ah,
And I mean, Vi, come on now. I mean, you've even taken viral moments from social media that
yeah,
we all should be making this type of content and those type of moves, and you put it in your music. Vi, high
high
five for
five.
you. That's what I'm talking about.
Call that a Vi five.
But again, now this is where we do close because
Yeah.
I think that was my heart is just so filled with joy because of you right now.
Oh, thanks.
What final words would you like to leave with the listeners?
I think we need Thanksgiving music. We need to celebrate our gratitude and our love for each other. And the Thanksgiving album is something I created specifically for those things.
Vi Wickam, thank you so much for joining us here on Iconix Radio. We love you and we celebrate you and the amazing work of the Thanksgiving album.
Thank you, Rosie. It was such a pleasure. You're so fun.
Thank you as well. Well, guys, we'll see you soon. It's your girl Rosie with Iconix Radio. And remember, I'll see you next time.
See you
Bye.
next time.